Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Tribe Forex Power Hour. I'm Marcello Nino, and with me is Nino, a pro Forex trader. Today is March 26, 2014. We're going to do today what we have done for years, which is an analysis of the markets, an evaluation of our strategies, which are based upon our bias of the daily candles of each currency pair. So how's it going to work? We're going to talk about how we make money. We're going to do our daily market analysis, and then we're going to review recent trades if we are in current trades, especially if you're in the Build Wealth program. You'll want to know about that. All right, well, here's our formula for success. So at 5 p.m. or after 5 p.m., we do our market analysis. Why 5 p.m.? Because 5 p.m. is the close. It is the demarcation of the close of the market day and the opening of the new market day, okay? And so what we do is that we analyze the market conditions on that previous day to determine where price may very well go. So what we'll do is we'll determine our bias, the probability that price will either go up, in which case we will have a buy bias, or the probability that price will go down, in which case we'll have a sell bias. Now, what do we do with that bias? Basically, excuse me, guys. Okay, so basically what we do is we execute trades based upon the bias in two different ways. We either take a set and forget it trade, which means that we take our entry, our stop loss, and our take profit. We never look at it until the next day. Or number two, we day trade in the direction of our bias using pods for bigger profits. Now, what are pods? Pods are points of decision. Nino, are you there with me?
Yes, Marcello, I'm here.
Great to have you on the call. Now, guys, if you want to know how to day trade, if you're interested in day trading, join Nino. He's actually a master when it comes to day trading biases. And what he does generally is he creates miracles just about every time that we have a session in the live trade room. We have the live trade room every Tuesday and Thursday, 1 a.m. to 3 a.m. Eastern time, and then again 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. Eastern time. Okay, so if you want to be a part of that, go on tribeforex.com and you will see the announcement, or basically the links to be able to get into that trade room between 1 and 3 a.m. and then 8 to 10 a.m. You can ask whatever questions you want. You see the trades being taken and hopefully the profit being made. And so that's what Nino does. He is excellent at it. Thanks, Nino, for being on the call with me today.
Appreciate it, Marcello. Just want to say, due to your biases, we've been having some great results in the trading room. And I recommend everyone, before you come into the trading room, check out Marcello's daily analysis posted on the website, so you can at least have an idea of exactly where we're looking for the market to trend the following day.
Thanks for saying that. And, you know, guys, actually, Nino's probably, you know, he's definitely definitely right about that. We are definitely on about 85 to 90% of the time. You don't believe me? Just simply look at our biases. We have recorded all of them. You can simply look at our biases for the previous day, and then, you know, clearly you can look at the market and how it's reacted, or how it has responded, I should say, the following day, and how our biases did in that particular market. And generally about 85 to 90% of the time, we are spot on with the market. So having said that, guys, let's take a look at what's going on in our market so we can determine where our biases are for today. Now, look, we had 3 days. I'm going to start with the pound dollar. We had 3 days on here. We had 1, 2, 3 days, which we had a buy moving upward, and that's great. But we're in consolidation for the most part, guys. Not so much on this pound dollar. It's not as apparent so much on this pound dollar, but we definitely are in consolidation. What we're going to look for here, guys, is probably going to look for a bounce off of this pound dollar to the downside off of this 38.2 fib area from the previous move up. Okay, so I'm looking for 165. Let me get this out of the way so I can see it. I'm going to look at 16600, sorry. Is an area of resistance here, and we have support, which is naturally going to be at 165.50, and then below that again on the pound dollar. So I honestly don't have a very, very strong bias here on the pound dollar. It's definitely not my strongest, but I will tell you to keep in mind that we have had price movement which has been in line with a down move on the pound dollar here. Okay, so that's that. Pound dollar, I'm going to look for a sell here. Not an extremely strong move here or extremely strong signal, but that's what we're going to look for as far as the bias is concerned. All right, so our euro dollar, we think that we can see a sell down to 137.65 and then again at 137.50. Okay, we're currently at 137.84. So we're still in consolidation here. You can see us between these lines. We're playing consolidation here. And so Nino's most likely going to play consolidation in the day trading room, which means that if we get down here, we're here at a particular time and he sees cues for it, you may see a buy being taken off of this euro dollar at 137.63 or at 137.50. Okay, and so that's what we're going to look for. We're going to look for more play in this consolidation. Why is it a consolidation for us? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bars which have opens, highs, lows, and closes which are within each other. That for us is consolidation movement. All right, so the dollar Swiss, same thing. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bars, 2, 4, 5 bars, which have opens, highs, lows, and closes within each other. And so for that reason, we're going to be playing the highs and the lows off of this one as well. Okay, what does that look like? In fact, you know what? There's another trend line, although it's a minor and inferior trend line right here. All right, so what are we going to look for here? We're going to actually look for, basically price to potentially move up, hit this 88.77 area, and then drop down, maybe touching this, really testing this 88.20, which is not a very strong trend line, and, finding its way below that. So it's going to be another consolidation play. If price finds its way to the upside, to the 50 EMA there at 88.78, we're probably going to take a sell off of 88.70, and we're going to look for a buy at the bottom of this area as well, potentially at 88.18, 88.20 on the dollar Swiss. So consolidation play, that's the bias. All right, so the New Zealand. So the New Zealand's been really interesting because if you're in Build Wealth, you saw that we took a sell on the New Zealand a few days ago, and we've been in that sell. Basically, we had a railroad tracks which formed very, very nicely right on this very, very old trend line, which is a weekly trend line. Okay, so this is a weekly trend line that dates back to 2011. You can see it had a beautiful reversal candle that formed right off of it. You can see that price has really come up and tried to test this area of support and resistance, and that's where we're right back at here. We have a railroad tracks on the daily here, and so we've had a sell. We got into a sell position here, and then we've got a positive position right in the sell area. We did have price really break lower here on it, and in the New Zealand dollar, if you look at it, we did have a price push down. We're going to have to see if price is just testing this trend line or if price is actually going to bounce through this trend line. And when we figure that out, that's what we'll know where this New Zealand dollar is most likely to go. For the time being, we're sticking with a sell bias for now. And the reason why is because we did have these railroad tracks. We have this area of support and resistance. We do have a close above it, but there's been no real break through. When we have a break above this railroad tracks formation here at 0.8650, then we can consider that price is going to stay on that side and intends to continue to move farther north. For the time being, it's just consolidation. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 bars were within each other as far as the open, high, lows, and closes. So for that reason, we're going to look for a sell here on this New Zealand dollar. We're going to stay in a sell that we're currently in. Aussie dollar. Aussie dollar is clearly moving up. We had a breakout, and we can see 1, 2 days of really good, strong movement. I don't have a bias for this Aussie dollar, sorry. I don't have a bias for the Aussie dollar because we're right at the 200 EMA, very strong area of support and resistance, and also another area of support and resistance at 0.9250, which we're right below. Okay, so price did approach it, came very, very close to it, going to 92.44. We could see a sell-off of price on the Aussie dollar and then a continuation of a move downward. We do have this head and shoulders pattern that we did see, and so we could see price move up. Now, if we see price cross this 200 EMA and then park itself above it, then we're going to know that price really intends to continue to move up until we see a swing high or a swing low formed, at which point we can look for a trend line. Right now, we don't have that because the trend is moving up on the Aussie dollar. Okay, dollar CAD. So yesterday we were looking for a bounce off of 1.1140. for price to move back up. So we knew price was going to come down, get to 1140. We didn't expect it to break back through. So price is all over the place for the time being, guys. Dollar-denominated peers are just doing their own thing. They're going in two different directions. I got a sell bias on New Zealand. I have buy biases on other currency pairs that also are denominated in dollars. There's a lot of stuff going on that is just indicative of a consolidation. There's not a lot of sense being made in the market right now. Euro yen, we're still in consolidation here once again, and we are below the 50 EMA, so watch for price action there. But we are in consolidation, so we're going to look for price to play around here. It may come down to 38.2, but for the time being, to stay in line with the consolidation action we've seen back and forth, we're going to see a buy here on the euro yen, unless there's new information which floods the market in. And I'm not going to call it dollar yen. And the same thing, guys, we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 days of consolidation on the pound yen. We're going to look for a sell here. We're at the top of it, maybe a bounce off the 50 EMA, 169.40. Heading downward, looking for a sell on the pound yen, and that is probably one of my strongest calls that I'll make today, which is about 169.40 being a sell here on the pound yen, sell bias on the pound yen. Consolidation on oil as well. It pushed up, but it's still well within these last 4 days of movement, and so we're going to have to see a breakout of that before we can call anything on the on oil besides it being in consolidation. So it's a consolidation play. That would mean a sell from here if price is to move in the way that it has indicatively. All right, so or historically, pound dollar again. We're looking for we're going to look for a sell-off and some price action at 50 EMA. Euro dollar, we're going to look for potentially a bounce off of 137.64 and then price movement up 137.50 or 137.44, so we can see price push down and then potentially push back up. We are playing consolidation, though. That's the most important thing to remember. It's consolidation bias. Same thing on the dollar Swiss. It's also consolidation bias. New Zealand dollar, you can see that it's moving back up. It's up at 8,600 now. It was as low as 85.85, so it moved up 15 pips. We are still calling a sell and playing a sell here. So we're going to wait and see what price action will do during the session for the New Zealand dollar, Aussie dollar as well. Euro yen, we are calling a buy most likely here on the euro yen. Dollar yen, sorry. I'm not calling that as we are still in consolidation. You can see the consolidation movement here has been confirmed. And pound yen, I think, is going to be a sell, which is also consolidation, really bouncing off of 169.40 on the pound yen. Oil, same thing, consolidation play. So we've got a lot of consolidation. This is not in any way not normal. It is a part of what happens at the end of the month when there's not a ton of information. We go into a holding pattern, and that's what we're witnessing. All right, guys, with that, I look forward to seeing you in another session of the Tribe Forex Power Hour. We'll talk to you soon. Happy trading. And if you can, make it in the room with Nino between 1 to 3 a.m. Eastern Time, and then again 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. Eastern Time. All the best. Bye-bye.